Hi, good morning, guys. This is Dan. Welcome to my channel, and this is Engelgeist. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back and watching another video. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to my Patreon page, you can choose a monthly subscription over there at patreon.com under Engelgeist, and you can see the daily forecast a day early. That's available to you. So thank you for that. If you want to support the channel in other ways, please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell either on my Facebook business page or over at YouTube, and you'll get notified when I do live events, things like that. You can follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist53, and you know, any of that stuff is total signs of support, so I greatly appreciate it. And this is your daily forecast. This is basically a general reading for the collective, kind of what the energy is going to be like, or what we might be wanting to focus on to help us through the day. For Tuesday the 12th of May, this is a timeless message, so it's not necessarily set for that particular date per se. For my regular viewers, they can certainly utilize it on that date. But if you're finding this at a different date that's not the 12th of May, that's okay. There might be something in this message for you from these cards. So keeping that in mind, you don't necessarily have to turn off this video. I mean, you guys could just like play roulette with, like tarot roulette with all of the daily forecasts and pick one and then listen to it and see if it applies or if it makes sense. And that's kind of the idea here. So let's get into this and see what's going on. What do we need to know for Tuesday the 12th? For anybody who may watch this at any point in time, what do they need to know? What is the message? Just a little other bit of news. The June deck poll is up on Patreon for those of you that are watching. So you'll see this on my Patreon page, or if you're watching it on a different page, the deck polls are up. So keeping that in mind, please go vote for your June deck. It's going to be a tarot vote this year, or this month, and you know, you don't even have to leave the house to go to the polls, guys. So you guys, my Patreon subscribers, get to decide that. Those that are actually 1111 level or higher, I believe. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, interesting. This is the Magician, guys. The Master of Secrets. I'm pretty sure this is the Magician. I need to double check this, but this is, where's the book? Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure this is the Magician, because it's got a number 1 on it, and that's the first card of the, after the Fool of the Major Arcana. Let me just make sure. We've been seeing a lot of, with this deck, I feel, yep, it's the Magician. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of Major Arcana. And it's funny to me because I feel like the energy, it's that Ouroboros card that we saw on Sunday and then again yesterday. I feel it's like that heavy hitter Wheel of Fortune energy, but it's moving sort of slowly, so it doesn't feel like we're actually doing much, but I feel like we are, or these cards feel to me as if they're trying to tell us that we have opportunities here that we need to sort of either unearth or commune with. That's that Dreamer of Wands energy. We would still be in that Dreamer of Wands energy that we saw on Sunday, right? Which is again that sort of Page of Wands, learning about our spiritual connection, learning about what our spirit wants, having that conversation within ourselves internally to sort of find what it is that we desire or where it is that we want to move towards next. I feel like there's an emotional connection to that card. There was a river, if I remember correctly. And the Ouroboros was the energy that was ending out the week, but it showed up yesterday to remind us that like kind of this whole week is about Ouroboros or about the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the focus, and remember the grounding stone was the energy stone. This is the underpinning stone for the week. So this is about like us channeling our energy into the right things, into the right places, our thoughts into the right sort of focus, right? And to me, this Master of Secrets, I love the name, instead of just the Magician, he's the Master of Secrets, he ain't joking. The magician is always about sort of unfettered creativity, this opportunity to sort of have all of the elements working in our favor. In traditional tarot, there's always, he's represented by, they have the cup and the, generally they have all four elements and then the infinity symbol over the top of his head. To me, he has this light inside of him, right? This light is sort of like his fourth, his third, and maybe even his second, like the emotional, his power center of the third, and then the spirit of the heart sort of all lit up here. And I feel like he knows what he wants, or he has the ability to know what he wants. He's the master of secrets, right? That's how they're referring to him in this deck. So I'm going to go with that name a little bit and talk about sort of the secrets that are within ourselves. If we go there, if we sort of search that out within ourselves, we actually find ourselves, we give ourselves the opportunity to create like the magician, or like this master of secrets. Like, he's harnessing lightning here in his hand, guys. He's no joke. It's like catch a tiger by its tail is what I want to say, or what I'm hearing. So to me, he's also coming out of, or maybe he's going into a cave, right? And arriving at this table where he's looking at what's in front of him. Now, this could be metaphorically, you know, there's this cup, which would represent the emotions. There's this piece of paper here that, to me, could be his book of secrets, or sort of the mental realm, his own mind, our own thoughts. But we're sort of looking at these items and these things sort of from a very clear perspective, ideally, or we need to get a clear perspective on it by sitting with ourselves, by sitting with whatever's going on within us, and also whatever we might be feeling, whatever we might be thinking, and finding that light within, right? That connection to the within. And there's this empowerment from having done that, that makes him into, say, the master of secrets or the magician per se, right? And so he is empowered to then sort of create from that space, that sort of knowing. And to me, that's very powerful. Sometimes the magician can represent sort of like ego and things like that, but I don't feel that with this guy. I feel that this, I mean, that would be like sort of like a, say, maybe a reversed meaning. But I feel like this is about sort of some serious soul searching that really empowers us to understand what it is we're wanting, we're desiring, we're feeling, and actually believing at some point that we can maybe have it. I feel like the other thing that I just sort of feel is going through my head as I'm saying that is there's no judgment on wanting what we desire, right? And so if we have judgment on wanting what we desire, like if we want a new job or a new boyfriend or a new world, even, for Christ's sakes. I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic and a lot of us are frustrated, but if we want that, we need to set about starting to almost come in alignment with what is going on. That's these items on the table, right? Symbolically is what that sort of reminds me of. And then from there, once we're in alignment and we've sort of seen them for what they are, and we've almost, I don't want to say compartmentalized them, but we've separated them out. We've separated out our emotions from our thoughts, from the material, like actual physical experience that we're having. When we've separated them out, at that point, we then can kind of, I don't want to, well, manipulate is the right word. It's manipulate or change them in a way that works in our favor with our own sort of magic or our own sort of mastery and understanding of our relationship to these things, right? I know this sounds weird. I hope this makes sense to you guys. I think this has to do with a lot of the planetary stuff. I think that there's stuff that's just shifting in 2020, guys. Like, to me, I feel like time is different. Half the time, you know, me personally, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Like, is it Saturday? Is it Tuesday? Like, I have to actually stop and think, and it's worse than it ever used to be. And it's okay. Like, this whole pause that we've been put on has sort of brought that about, where we're almost slipping in and out of time. And that's sort of this master of secrets too, this magician energy, is those sort of constraints don't affect him in a way, is the feeling that I'm getting from this card. But we have to kind of come in contact with that part of ourselves, that light within ourselves, what it is we desire, our own creative potential, not fearing who we are or what we know at a deeper level, and bringing that forward. You know, even if we don't feel like we have the answer, moving forward as if we do, and believing that the answers will come from within us, and trusting that light from within sort of liberates us to begin to create again, and from a position of power. And I mean that in power in the sense of like a calm, peaceful power. This is not like a, I'm going to create this now and push my way through and force it. It's not about that. There's an ease to this card. There's a grace to him. There's a peace to him, where he understands he's sort of, he's connected, like energetically or emotionally, mentally, physically, on all of these different levels. He's connected to his desires and to everything that's going on in his life, both wanted and unwanted. And so at some level, there's an awareness that's being created with this card that tells us, or shows us exactly that, and then we have to sort of almost become like at peace with it first, to then be able to sort of change it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm feeling when I'm looking at this card, and what I feel obligated, or not obligated, but inspired to speak about in this card. Let's see what the mystical shaman oracle has to say to add this. Flow. Oh girl. Okay. I love this. This looks like that magician. Let's just have this angel's wing cut this. So, and I love how this flow here is kind of pushing towards this magician. Do you see that? This is card number 20, which would boil down to a 2. I like that it's 20 and we're in 2020. But I feel like this person here is sort of harnessing this energy and sending it over to this magician. This to me could be the upper world at work, right? We saw that upper world card on Sunday, asking that sort of energy to come in, or asking ourselves. The magician is sort of, or this master of secrets, he is in tune with sort of what goes on around him, his emotions, his thoughts, his physical nature. He has this understanding to sort of relate to it in such a way that he can flow, he can choose to intuitively flow with it, right? And it's almost, to me, this looks like a female, right? And it feels like she's almost imbuing him with that magic. Like, to me, this feels like that other world card, upper world card that we saw on Sunday. This is like our guides. This is our own intuition. This is our own sort of spiritual higher self, even for some of us, kind of pushing us forward. We have to trust that, though. We have to trust this light that's in the center of us, this feeling, this guidance, this internal GPS. And I feel like this is profound for us. And if we don't feel like we have it, I need you to understand that you can get it. If you feel lost, frightened, at a standstill, you can go inward, like into the cave, and commune with yourself. That's this energy that I'm feeling this week. That's that Dreamer of Wands energy, right? But it's giving us this opportunity to sort of connect with self, learn a little bit about ourselves and our own sort of, capabilities, become sort of more at one with our environment, and to flow with it, in sync with it. And at that point, we can then sort of manipulate it, change it, play with the energy, the creation of it all, focusing our thoughts, our desires, and whatever on the stuff that we want to versus the stuff that we don't want to. Let me read flow to you guys, just because I've been enjoying reading some of these Way of the Shaman cards. The stories in the mystical dream tarot are really long, so steer clear of them. Flow, the essence is, there is a natural movement of events in the world. You can see it in phenomena such as the tide, the ebb and flow of oceans and rivers that rise up from the earth and flow to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortless and natural movement toward a certain destination. It signifies an ability to gracefully move around obstacles, and reminds you of the sense of allowing. The invitation. When flow comes to visit, it's a sign. Oh my God. I didn't mean it that way, guys. When flow comes to visit, it's a sign that your intentions have been in motion. Now is the time to allow nature to run its course. You are being called to effortless movements in the path of least resistance. It's like being within music, flowing within partnership. Think of the artist who comes without guile or craft, calling creativity up. That's the magician, and that's him like getting comfortable with these items on the table, separating them and understanding them and being acceptance of them, looking at them fully for what they are. This is about finding that flow. He becomes the master of the secrets. The secrets no longer hold us back or scare us. They actually propel us forward because we can flow with them. Think of the artist who creates without guile or craft, calling creativity up from the soul and bringing it to life without effort. You are called to be like a river, knowing the fulfillment of destiny is assured. Enjoy the ride. Beautiful. The medicine. Don't try and push against the river or swim upstream right now. You can trust that when the time is right, your dreams will begin to take shape and you will be invited to dance with destiny. Right now, however, you must relax. This is not the time to bang on doors that refuse to open. Whatever obstacle is in front of you right now, trust this is for the highest good. It is an opportunity to regroup and reconsider your choices, and you must trust that your intentions will take form in good time. Consider this time a gift. So to me, this is also an opportunity to become this master of secrets, utilizing this day, this Tuesday, or whenever you are watching this. If there's something that you're frustrated with or that you're feeling like you can't get around, you actually have, I feel like, the potential to create within it or flow with it. It frees you up to become this master of secrets or this energy of the magician. It allows you to take your own awareness and empower yourself, even if you're not actually doing things or specifically changing things. Just becoming at ease and in acceptance of things helps to put you in that position where you can then create when the time is right. Here's the grounding stone for the day. This is friends. So this is kind of a strange grounding stone. Let me look at this. This makes me think of two different things when I pull this stone and I set it here. One is taking the thing that I'm sort of feeling as though I'm compelled to say is that there's this opportunity here, if we do have good friends, to get into that energy of the positivity that they bring about within us, right? To see the beauty in them allows us to sort of see the beauty within ourselves, right? And when we're around our friends, we feel better, we feel connected, we feel more at ease, and that sort of thing might actually help us to put ourselves into the flow. Now, I also want to speak to the idea of this friend stone reminding me of that upper world card, which upper world represents sort of the angels, your spirit guides, your higher self, God, or whatever that power may be for you. You know, if it's a certain deity that you trust in. You know, it could be Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, or it could be any of the ascended masters, anybody that you work with or that you pray to or that you trust, allowing them and honoring them as the sort of friend or the support. It could be Mother Earth even, right? Nature. These things are sort of your friends also, right? And keeping that in mind and inviting them in. Again, guys, I feel like this is sort of, how do I want to say this? It's almost like spirit is knocking at the door. That upper world card keeps calling my attention. It's interesting, all of the blue hues in both of these cards too. There's definitely this matching up of these cards and that blue of the upper world card from Sunday. It feels like it's that energy asking to be brought in. So acknowledging those friends, both seen and unseen, and utilizing their energies, their optimism, those connections to help us to flow better and to feel more empowered would be very wise for us this day. Do you understand? I hope that makes sense. And allowing our own sort of light to shine and flow and not to be in any resistance with anything. Whatever you resist will persist. So understanding where and why that resistance comes up in us is key. And almost becoming friends to whatever situations might be blocking us or feeling. That's where this flow energy comes in too. becoming friendly to the teaching. All right, that is your forecast for the day. I hope you guys understand that. I hope it makes sense. If these are getting too esoteric and weird, we just have to get through May. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.